Okay, so now we're really here for the reason we really came here, and that's to have a conversation with our special guest, Anaya Weathers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a round of applause. Now, let me just share something with you before we get started. Anaya is putting in work. Anaya has done several songs, and her stuff is good.
Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, so, and right now she has a track that's been blazing. It's been played in Jersey. It's been played in New York. It's been played and being played in Philly. And it's really, really hot. So what I want to do is take a minute, and I want to introduce you to Anaya. Anaya, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Hello, everybody.
Uh-huh. Well, Anaya, you know, we always start off with the easy stuff. And then when we end this segment here, this part of the show, what we're going to do is we're going to play your song, This Man. All right?
Okay.
Okay, so watch this. So let's do, we're going to start off with the easy stuff here.
Okay.
Okay, so just tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Okay. I hate that question. Like you never know where to start.
All right, let's start
Okay.
it. No, let's just not do Once Upon a Time.
No.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
I am originally from Georgia.
Okay.
But I live in East Orange right now, and my music comes from my family, my musical background. I have a bunch of people in my family that either sing or play an instrument. You know, as you know, I have Pam Weathers, who's my cousin. My mom and her dad are siblings, so that's how we're cousins.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I have a brother who's in Charlotte, North Carolina, who has his own gospel group, who goes around and sings here and there. And he plays the keyboards, he plays the trumpet, he plays the drums, he plays the sax. So, you know, and other cousins, which I'm not going to keep going on and on. But yeah, but that's where it comes from. And it's my grandmother and grandfather started that.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, we really didn't have any singers in our family. That's why I'm a perfect candidate for the shower singers. Anyway, all right. Now, some of your early music influences, I know you mentioned your family. Now, how about people that maybe in the music industry that, you know, for some of us might say famous, who were some of the people that you were checking for?
Jill Scott, Erykah Badu. I'm a big neo soul
Okay.
fan. Yeah. And as far as house, I like a lot of the old school things like Lolita Holloway, the Weather Girls.
Okay.
Yeah, and DJs like Timmy Regisford, Tony Humphries. You know, like from the way back in the beginning. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you remember your first performance and where you were and
In church.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it has to be in church. You know, I'm a PK. Who don't know that? I'm a preacher's kid. I'm a pastor's daughter. So I came up singing in church. You know, I had to. And then from there, I went to Arts High School.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, where I sang in a few of the different choruses and choirs there. We would go around the gospel choir and we'd sing a lot of places. And then when I got old enough, I was able to go to the talent night at Peppermint Lounge.
Oh,
and,
okay.
Back then, they were doing like talent shows that you have to pay to get in at the Terrace Ballroom and the Coronet and Club Cayenne. Remember those places?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, so I performed there.
You know, you mentioned I used to go to the Peppermint Lounge to the talent show.
Oh, Wednesday
also.
nights,
But I used to watch though. Anyway.
I thought I saw you up there one day.
No, they didn't have enough bananas and oranges to throw at me. Anyway. Now, how did you get into singing house music?
Well, I've always liked house when it was called club music back in the day, you know, disco. I've loved it since the beginning, and I've always had my little records back in the day in my room and would play them. And I would sing along with the songs. And then bringing up to now, a couple years ago, I ran into someone. We were just friends and just riding somewhere in the car, I forget where we were going, and I was singing, and he said, well, I have some music. I didn't know you could sing. You know?
Okay.
have some music. Maybe you can help me out. I never got into it to say I want to be a house artist. I want to sing, and it just happened. I did the song for him, and then I met you.
Okay.
And it just took on, and I liked it. I liked doing it. When you hear yourself on recording on the radio or something, you're like, oh my God, is that me? Yeah, it's a very good, great feeling to hear that. So
I remember the first time I heard my voice. I'm gonna suggest this. I know from research, and I got in. It was actually a lot older because I wasn't really back there then. But anyway, you remember the the tape recorder voice machines?
You push the button.
You push the button. You had to look, and then let me tell you something. The first time I ever heard my voice, I was like, "Oh Lord, I'm walking around like that." Whew. So anyway, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't like to hear my speaking voice.
Okay.
Because everybody tells me I talk fast, and I don't realize how fast I talk until I hear myself.
You go.
Yeah. So I'm concentrating right now to slow down.
Okay. Well, now you also write and you're producing also. Are you making your own stuff also?
Yeah, I don't produce.
Okay.
I just someone will contact me, and if I like the song or if I like the track that it's in, and we'll try and work out the little ins and outs, and then I'll try and write to the track if I like it. And so happens that when I got the track for This Man, I just instantly fell in love with it. Yeah.
So now, what's your process of writing? What comes to you first, or you just sit down and just start going? What's your process?
Well, a lot of times, I don't even have a track when I write.
Okay.
A lot of times, I'll just be sitting around and I'll get a mood. In a writing mood, and I hear something or I'll see something, and it'll trigger something. I'll get my little pad out, and I'll just jot things down. And if I get something that I think could fit whatever it is, then I'll go back. But if not, like with This Man, I didn't have anything that fit the track. I just heard it and loved it, and I had a few words written down for a concept of This Man, because I was thinking of doing something going a whole different direction. So when I got the track, the words just started flowing, and it worked. I had no idea it was gonna work so well, but I'm happy it did. Yeah.
How long does it take you to write a track? Is there like...
It depends.
Okay.
If I feel the music, I really feel and I really like it, it doesn't take long. Like, remember when I did Summertime? That took me about 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This Man, not long at all either. I think maybe about an hour to get it just right.
Any tips for us
I don't know.
us up-and-coming songwriters?
I don't know. I guess it comes from, I always liked poetry.
Sure.
And I used to write poetry in high school, so that's probably where it comes from.
All right. Now, tell us about some of the places that you performed.
Well, actually, you might be surprised, but I have never performed a house song yet.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
No, I performed in church. I performed at weddings.
Okay.
I've sang, talent night, open mic night. I've done things like that. But as far as the house music scene, no, it's very difficult in New Jersey when you're just starting out to get someone to give you that chance. So.
Yeah, I just to your point, I'm going to encourage you to reach out to her. Because she really is putting in good work. She's got several tracks that you'll like, and I'm going to play some of the stuff when we do our Shazam Free Zone. We're going to focus on New Jersey House. Also, too, I want to make a connection between that and the house music documentary. So there's no way to play all the tracks. We're going to play as many as we can. We'll probably do a part 2 on this. And like I say, we're just picking them randomly, individually. But also, if you are a New Jersey house music artist, then, you should be looking at new talent also. So I'm going to put that out there, and definitely her. Is there any place that you would like to perform?
Right now, I would love to perform at Ash Lounge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Simply because I worked. I'm going to tell you this little secret.
Okay. All right.
I worked as a bartender in Montclair for years.
Oh,
And
preacher's kid? Okay. I'm sorry.
yeah, I
Oops.
did pretty good. It was part time. It wasn't full time.
Okay, good enough. Woo! I was worried.
Yeah, and I met a lot of people from that area,
Mm-hmm.
and every time I go, I see them all,
Mm.
there. And I think I would have a great turnout if I did something there at Ash
Mm-hmm.
Lounge. And then it's not so huge where I'd be intimidated for my first performance.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just the right size. It's perfect.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we're putting that out there. Hardcore. You hear that? Anyway. Okay. Are there any artists that you would like to perform with?
With
Yes. Mhm. Now, in this era, because you remember Natalie Cole performed with her father even after he passed. Is there
Yes.
any? Because now you have that option. Is there anybody that you would like to perform with, living or deceased? And I know one person got real creepy about that, but I'm just asking. She went out to make millions of dollars with that recording.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like,
So.
I told her even this last night, I love you, Lady Alma.
Okay. Lady Alma.
Yeah, I love
Putting that out there.
I love her energy. I love her voice. Just
Yeah, she's a great spirit too. I mean, just like when you meet her, like you could tell she's a nice person.
You can. Yeah.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's so down to earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the other person, which I probably probably wouldn't be able to get the words out, would be my favorite artist, Jill Scott.
Oh, Jill Scott.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we
Well-
can dream, right?
You just never know.
No.
Now, let's talk about the music.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about some of the producers and labels you've worked with.
Okay. Currently, I'm working with Charles Gatling.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Raw Substance
Raw
label.
Substance. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Charles Gatling and I go way back. I've known him. I'm not even going to tell you how many years. I'm just going to say since I was about 14, I've
Okay.
known Charles Gatling. We
So-
graduated high school together.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay. 11
So-
years.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. No,
I could do the math now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I've also worked with Pasquale Landy out of Italy.
Mm-hmm.
I did a song called "Thank You" with him. It's an inspirational gospel house song.
Mm-hmm.
And I also worked with Andrew Fellow, who produced this man.
Mm-hmm.
And I have another song coming out with him called "Loving Me."
Mm-hmm.
And then I have a few more tracks to work on with Andrew. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of stuff coming with him. And I also was just in the studio last week trying to finish up a song for Charles Gatling. It's produced by Charles Gatling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's will be my next single. And it's called "Touch on Me."
Okay. Wait a minute.
Don't say
Ooh.
anything, Dan.
Listen,
Yeah.
first this man, then you would touch on you. I mean, what's going on here? Anyway. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying,
Yeah. Now, speaking of Pasquale Landy, he's agreed to come on the show.
Really?
So we're gonna make that work, and that's one of those things where we're gonna do it overseas because he's in Italy,
Mm-hmm.
and we got it to work when we did Pat Badeau, and now we're gonna go for it again. We got some more software. We're gonna make that happen.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Very
Yes,
nice
very
guy.
nice guy.
Yeah,
Very
he's
nice guy.
a heavy accent, so
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
But he's very nice. He's
Very good. It's funny because if we were to speak in Italian, he'd probably say, "She's a very nice person." He's a very nice, but she's got a real thick accent.
yeah, probably
Anyway.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my first couple songs out, Loving Me, Life Is What You Make It, and Summertime was with King T Finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my first two tracks. And I've also done a little rap song.
All right. Mhm.
I know I'm not rapping on it. I'm singing the hook, and it's called Puzzle Man. And yeah.
Uh-huh. All right. So you got a lot in the works. You got a little catalog here.
Yeah, just a little something. And also, for this man, I'm working with the Rock Rounders crew out of the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And they've actually done about 3 remixes for me for this man in the techno house genre, the soulful house genre, and they just call one just at the club version.
Okay.
But they're all like phenomenal.
Mm.
Yeah. And they're going to also give me some tracks to work on as well.
Now, when this man started to blow up, what was your reaction to it?
Like, what? Oh my God! The best reaction was when Steve Mason played
Yes.
it on WDAS, and I was actually. It was a sad time, but it was bittersweet because that was when my uncle passed. Pam Weathers' dad.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was actually in. I think it's where they live. I'm gonna say Burlington, but it's in that area where her sister is, and I was staying at the house then with Pam, and I got a chance to hear it the first time on the radio that it was played with my cousins.
Okay.
So that was, we should see me. We were up screaming. Yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah. So all right. Now I know you got a lot more stuff coming out. Now, how are producers finding you or connecting with you?
They actually connect with me through Facebook Messenger. It's like someone will just send me a message and talk to me for a few minutes and tell me they'd like to collaborate with me. Can I send you a track? And then we work it out from there.
All right. Will you take a phone call? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and it was so funny because when I met Andrew Philo, he was working with my cousin Pam as
Okay,
well. Yeah.
right.
And she had told me about him and it was, how nice he was. And it was about maybe a month later, as he sent me a message in my inbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Fellows out of South Africa. Maybe we
Yes.
can do something with him. Also, too, let's see. I heard of Raw Substance, but Jill Scardina really impressed upon me that we need to connect.
Yes.
So, I'm kind of waiting to hear from them. And maybe we could do something with them because I know they're doing a lot of production now.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of stuff, yes.
Yeah, if you look on track stores, Raw Substance has a lot of tracks on there.
Right.
And
right.
he's Charles Gatling also has a radio show on Dance Groove Radio on it's every other Thursday night.
Okay.
He does that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Here's something in business but like you're not like you like the rappers are off and now your honeymoon period is over. So if you had to say, as say maybe an artist that hasn't been in the actual business for 20 years, what would you say maybe is the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
Not to believe everything people tell you.
Okay. Okay.
I'm being honest.
Okay.
Because so many people will say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And it never comes to fruition. You're waiting and you're waiting. And then you don't want to seem pushy and you don't want to keep calling people because you feel like if they reached out to you telling you that they want to work with you and do something, that they will remember that and call you back. So I will reach out maybe once, twice maybe, but other than that, I don't do that anymore. Because sometimes I feel like people don't want to tell you no, they just don't, but they don't want to hurt your feelings. Process. So,
Interesting.
yeah, and then also to do your research.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean?
Do your research on the people that are reaching out to you.
Oh,
and
really?
then also do your research on the music business. Like, it's so much that you should know and learn. Like, I don't know a whole lot, but I do know that you have to read and find out. Yeah, because I've just in the short time that I've been in the business, a few things have happened to me. I won't go into detail, but
Right.
yeah. So, but that's why I say just read.
Yeah, do your homework. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Is there any producer that you would like to work with now in the near future? Okay, just name a few, and we just want to get it out there, ladies and gentlemen. You can inbox her for the complete list. Okay.
Yeah, there are quite a few. See, you're gonna laugh at me again when I'm telling you. We can all dream. Okay.
No. Wait. Okay, so listen to this.
Okay.
Let me tell you what. So, a big shot is nothing but a little shot that kept on shooting.
Oh,
Okay?
that's a good way to look at it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Black coffee.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. Phone call away.
Yeah.
For somebody. Not me, but anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
actually, Black Coffee, Terry Hunter,
Sure.
Mark Francis.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, those are my top.
Okay. All right. So I know somebody out there in this audience can get a hold of Black Coffee directly. I'm not talking about through instant messenger, but can get them on the phone. Okay. I know we can get a hold of Terry Hunter. I know we can get a hold of Mark Francis. I'm just putting it out there. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So now, what's on the horizon for you? What can we expect from you going forward? Where are you going?
A lot more great music.
Okay.
Because if I don't like it, I'm not gonna make a song to it. But and I think I'm a pretty good judge of house music when it comes to the beat. So,
Right.
yeah, a lot more music.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
It just doesn't happen fast enough because I'm trying. Yeah, you don't realize how much work goes into doing one song
Right.
and getting
right.
it just right to be released.
Can I share a thought with you?
Yes.
You know, you are absolutely right. You know, I can tell you for this show, to do this show, the hour, and then do the other hour, like this part in the Shazam Free Zone, it's easy, 6 to 8 hours of work before the show. Easy. And
I can see
sometimes it's
that.
10 hours because it's like, it's first of all, there's certain things I have to do for Chuck, the engineers, I got to get them a sheet, treatment sheet. Then now you got to fulfill all those parts in there. You got to research the song. You got to buy the music. Okay. Then on top of that, you got to start. Like when putting the events together is a challenge in and of itself. So my
Yeah.
niece Joy said she would take over that. So I got to let it go.
Yeah, because
But that will save me time right there, huh?
Yeah, someone told me one thing. You always have to follow the 5 P's.
Uh-huh.
Which is proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Exactly. Well, yeah. So again, you know, and two things too I would point out, and I think you kind of said this, is it's a lot of work, and also it takes time.
Yes.
So
Yes, you can't rush it. You can't because just working with the last person in the studio, the last engineer, I like the way he works. He says, you know, once you do the track, he'll let you take it home and see how you live with it for a minute. Because a lot of times he says you don't want to rush anything because a lot of times you put the track out and you listen to it and you'll say, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. So live with it for a little while and listen to it over and over again. Yeah.
You know, another good point. It happens to me all the time. I found out even when I put questions together and I say things, I go back and I look. Sometimes I cringe. I say, oh, what was I thinking? Or what? How did that happen? And you're absolutely right. You got to sit with it, come back to it, and sometimes you realize you even misspelled stuff.
Yes.
I mean, all kind of things happen. So that I'm gonna call it gestation period.
Okay.
Okay. You got to have that. Do you have any final thoughts that you would like to share or emphasize?
No, I just wanted to give a huge love and shout out to the people that I've met in the industry so far that have welcomed me with open arms and, you know, knowing that I'm new and introducing me to people. And that's Crystal Lavelle, Keisha Link, Dina Brown, yourself, you know, and the list goes on and on and on. If I forgot your name or didn't, it's because Dan is making me nervous. So I can't think of everybody. Yeah, and I met Momo TV and Joy Oliver. Everyone is just the same way they are with me online. They're that way in person, and that's what I like. Those people like that, I gravitate to. Yeah.
All right, if people want to follow you, support you, book you, contact you, et cetera, how do they do it?
I am on Instagram at Anaya Weathers. I am on.
Spell it for us, just in case.
Yeah, because people call me Anya and Ayana. So it's Anaya, Anaya Weathers. So that's Anaya Weathers on Facebook, on Instagram. I also have, that's my email, anayaweathers@yahoo.com. So you can contact me that way.
Tell us about your video.
Oh, yeah. My video, I reached out to Miss Lottie at Miss G's.
Okay.
Yeah, because I met her through a great friend of mine I've been knowing for many years. So I said, you think she'll let me do a video there? I'm looking for a spot to do my video. And just so happened, she said, sure. And no charge whatsoever because she she just recently opened up. You know, they've had the spot for a few years, maybe like 2 or 3 years, but they just started opening up after they remodeled to the public and everything. And she's looking for ways to expand the business and get more customers. So that would be a great way for her to promote the bar, the lounge. So that's what I did. And then I have a nephew who has a lot of videos out. He's a rapper. And I asked him to recommend someone for me to do a video. So I got in touch with Afote. I can never say his name right.
Okay.
But
Afote,
Afote, Afotey.
Okay.
Adam is his last name.
Okay.
You see?
Mr. Adam. Okay.
Yeah. So, and he came and we did the video, and I was so amazed. It was just, I had so much fun doing it that I wanted to do another one.
Okay.
Yeah, and people are taking to it very well. Like, it has over 1,600 hits already. It was just put up 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, I think the last time I looked, it was 1,685 viewers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, just as an aside, too, I just want to share this part here with you, is that that's where Wally B is doing warm-up Wednesdays at Miss G's. Also, too, if you've ever eaten the food there, the food is excellent.
Yeah.
So,
what I did was I reached out to Wally B. Because when she's such a nice lady. So I said, how would you feel, would you welcome having a DJ come and do something for you on an off night? That will help you get more customers as well. And she said, oh, sure. So I called Wally B. And he said, I need to meet her. So I got them in touch with each other, and here we go.
Warm up Wednesdays. All right. Now that's the story behind the story.
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So listen, I just want to say, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are considering, if you have a place, she pulls. Let me tell you, she pulls. She pulls. I'm going to leave it at that. And also, too, she can sing. So she's got a great track called This Man. What we're going to do is we're going to end this segment before we go into the New Jersey house music stuff with This Man. So let's give Anaya a big round of applause.
Thank you, Dad.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we're going to do... we're going to go and play This Man here, and then we're going to close out this segment. All right, we're going to close out this segment with This Man, and then go from there then. So, Chuck, when you're ready, I'm ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Daniel with Soulful House Nation. This is called This Man. Get ready, get ready, get ready. CKP, what's up?
This
Shazam Free Zone. We're gonna fade it out before Facebook fades us out. All right, so listen. I just want to say, first of all, thanks to Anaya for coming out.
Thank you, Dave.
Yes. Next week we got Badala B, and then in February we got Rasul, and we're working on some other people who I haven't told you the names yet, but we got a great lineup. Also, too, next month in February we're going to do a special show because, to be honest with you, fellas, not me, of course, this is the right age range to talk about prostate cancer. We're going to do that show on that, which is Soulful House Nation. This is Soulful House Nation, like the radio show, but the other one is Soulful House Nation, our community. That's where we talk about different things that are going on in the community. This Wednesday night, we're going to do a special interview with Monique Latisse. She is she's performed at the Apollo and other places. She's like traveling around the country. She just opened up a country club. Well, maybe we'll put that on the list. All right. She just opened up a comedy club. February 1st is a grand opening, and I just wanted to share that with you. She's the first African American woman to ever do something like that. And also, too, the city of Patterson is going to honor her, too. So that's how big this is. Then also, too, we're going to have a gentleman, a police officer. We're going to re-engage him. And as you know, there's these mass shootings and things going on. What to do if you find yourself in a situation where there's an active shooter? You know, what do you do? I mean, the reality of it is it can happen. Personal experience. My daughter was never in any danger, but she was in the mall when an active shooter came in and ultimately killed himself. But I'm just saying to you, it can happen to you. It can hit home. So we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna bring some stuff like that to you. In the meantime, I want to say thank you to our special guest Anaya Weathers. Also, we're gonna go into the Shazam Free Zone. We're gonna do all Jersey House. I'm just gonna show you what we're doing here in Jersey. Then on top of that, again, I'm just going to ask you again to donate to the New Jersey documentary that we're putting together. On that team, Jamara was the one with this foresight. Thank God for that. Then on top of that, we have Momo and Kano and me are on that team. So we got a lot of stuff. We got interviews we're going to be doing and stuff like that. Then maybe next week or the week after, I'm going to tell you about something that I'm doing later on this year in June. And we'll talk about that. That's going to be big too. So, all right, so listen, we're going to go into the Shazam Free Zone. My name is DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation. Again, follow us on, we're on Facebook, of course. I asked 2 questions. How did you hear about us? And what's your connection? Are you a dancer, singer, just interest? What does it matter what your reason is? But just want to know who you are. I have over 300 people who have not answered the question. I don't put them in there because I don't want to spam people or get accused of being spammed or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you really have to opt in. And I have those 2 requirements. We're also on Instagram. We're on YouTube. And I'm going to ask everybody to go to YouTube and subscribe. It's just going to Soulful House Nation. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm DJ Dan with Soulful House Nation. I'm going to go on the other side. We're going to do the Jersey House thing. I'm not going to tag anybody because it seems like the faster I tag, the faster Facebook shuts me down. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation. Get ready. We'll hear a little. Get ready. This is DJ Dan with Soulful House Nation. When you want to know what's going on in the Soulful House community, listen to Soulful House Nation. And now it's time to subscribe. Push that button. Get ready.